Hello， 大家好，我係阿天，我哋翻嚟繼續玩福爾摩斯啦。咁我哋上一集咧就講到我哋俾警察拉咗啦，因為我哋參加咗個 party 啊嘛，跟住一集警察咁啊嚟咗，然之後就拉晒我哋冚唪唥嘅所有人啦。咁我哋好似基本嘅資料上一集都已經攞齊晒噶啦。咦？睇先，有新嘅證據可以俾佢。
So, the police found a letter from Fabio in your pocket.
I cannot tell if it was truly in my pocket at all. Perhaps it was placed there later.
Well, that is one hypothesis. If it were true, then how did it get there?
No clue. But this night has been rather eccentric. Such a detail could have easily eluded me.
Indeed. Do you recall reading it?
I can't remember that either. But I tend to respect privacy. Reading others' personal notes is not one of my perversities.
呢番對話其實係想表達封信並不是阿畫家嘅，應該係。
I'd even recommend that some of my friends visit the place.
OK， 我估係咁嘅意思啩。Fabio 的信，可能要逐個再一次傾偈，有啲嘢更新咗，係啦，有啲似成報堂咯。
Could Matista have borrowed it from your library?
She didn't ask me. How ungrateful.
The things described in the book were inspiration for the rituals you performed?
Do you really believe that blood, symbols, and incantations can resurrect the dead? They are just eerie tales with a mix of occultism and voodoo. My rituals are a stage to show some of the forbidden pleasures.
哦，條友係扮嘢嘅啫喎，原來。
I've read this letter from Fabio. It had no addressee, but it was found in Mr. Vogel's pocket.
Werner? Strange. I didn't think the two of them corresponded.
I'm sure there is some explanation. Would you care to read it?
Call me superstitious, but I don't care to read a letter from a dead man.
睇下先，有嘢更新咗喎。喺佢反應嚟講，佢並冇允許條友攞走本書。個名我唔讀，好鬼翹口啊！實在。
I can't wrap my head around such a tragedy at my party.
This book, The Power of Love, Blood and Mandrake, what do you hope to achieve?
To learn more about the invisible strengths that govern us. Occultism is real. The master who fell that night when Fabio and I escaped, I made him fall. I cast a spell on him and it worked.
Or was it a coincidence?
The universe is rarely so lazy.
If you say so.
呢個女人係打從心底咁相信呢啲力量嘅。頭先嗰個男人就唔係嘅。
This is the letter the police found in Mr. Vogel's pocket. Fabio wrote it. Do you know anything about it?
I don't. Although I can feel Fabio's energy. It's there, but it refuses to let me analyze it.
Do you practice occult rituals?
For protection? For fortune? To wash away the ugliness of the world? Sometimes to survive. I have the gift, and I'm learning to use it better.
Did you use your gift on Fabio?
I only used white magic. Love charms lately. Fabio became so distant. I just wanted him to be with me, but I suppose I'm not as skilled as I thought.
有新思維同埋有啲嘢，睇先。愛的力量，用血畫出火星同金星，神秘學嘅力量將 Fabio 帶去身邊。好，可能喺 Fabio 上面施展咗儀式，咁樣有少少進展啦。因為篤佢一刀係一個儀式嚟噶嘛，咁佢咁愛 Fabio 就係想去挽救翻 Fabio， 咪篤佢一刀咯。咁但係點知可能篤得勁抽就係死鬼埋。咁呢個女人就好有嫌疑喎，但係我哋冇確實嘅證據證明到係佢篤佢咯。
Please let me out.
係咪漏咗啲嘢啊？一盒，哎呀，原來一盒嘢我哋未睇啊，鎖匙啊！
I recognize the key from the altar room among these.
祭壇房間嘅鎖匙。咩風咧？咦？喂，係咪撳錯掣？遺囑，微體重寫進遺願，重新寫遺囑。哇，咁好衰喎佢！ 邊個想去加入個遺囑度，但係佢
Mr. Manchios
佢
says that you begged him to be included in the
係
heritage.
佢而家講。
Isn't that a little extreme, even for a major domo?
He's not only my employer, he's my uncle. And I'm his next of kin. The only one. Mr. Manchios flatly refuses to pay a family member. All I have to do is repay his so-called love, cleaning up the filth after perverts and decadents. He's imprisoned me. The best I can hope for is a new broom. That's why I wanted to have my part of the inheritance.
Is it that bad? You have a roof above your head, a salary, and the status of a major domo.
For God's sake. I'm forced to dye and stitch my threadbare clothes, and the holes in my shoes are painful. I'm ashamed every time a guest looks at me closely.
Why do you think your uncle treats you this way?
My mother, my uncle's sister, had me illegitimately. She died, and I was given the surname of one of the maids.
But you are entitled to some of the money that belongs to your family.
He thinks not. I was not responsible for my mother's death. I work hard, and he pays me nothing. I feed on the leftovers. While he wastes our estate's property on decadent parties, he paid Fabio handsomely and showered him with expensive gifts for their disgusting relationship.
估唔到咁大仇口啊！所以佢，但係咁樣佢會唔會對 Fabio 懷恨在心啊？應該都唔會想冧 Fabio 嘢，冧嗰條，諗佢阿 uncle 噶嘛。你有新嘢？這封信係寫俾曼奇奧斯。案卷做咩？Fabio 嘅信，佢自己 Fabio 嘅信可能寫俾曼奇奧斯。而管家就好乸憎曼奇奧斯。警方調查呢度係咪有嘢做嘅呢？
I have reason to believe that the intended recipient of the incriminating letter may have been Kurt Manchios.
Well, that makes sense. Too bad I can't remember how I came to possess it. Though I did spend quite some time with Mr. Manchios during the party.
Unfortunately, even with an answer, that may still not be enough to clear you with the police. But fear not, I will persevere.
I hope your attempt to put things straight will make up for...
You being on a bender?
Touché.
同我玩家講嘢其實係咪廢㗎？根本乜都唔知，乜都唔關佢事喎，就成單嘢。等先，揾翻個女人同埋個阿伯。 個屋主，我到而家搞唔清楚佢啲名。
There is undeniable evidence that you were the original recipient of this letter.
What are you talking about? Is it addressed to me?
Your protege wanted a fresh start, it seems. This is sufficient to charge you.
Me? Hurt my star? Are you insane that you would accuse me of such a thing?
He did not consider himself as yours. Since you deny everything, let's move on. Do you have any idea as to how the letter could have ended up in Mr. Vogel's pocket?
You were the detective. Perhaps he took it from Fabio. Werner was a little high. You'd better ask someone else.
I've read the letter about your will. A harsh method of ridiculing Santos. I doubt he will use mustache wax when he wears no mustache to begin with.
Where did you get it? Is the slug here? Tell him I shouldn't have to provide for him. He's a grown man who shouldn't sit on his uncle's neck. He conceives himself as my only heir.
And who is he to you?
He's a leech on my aging body. He has only added problems to my life since the death of his mother.
I fail to see why you made him your major domo.
He needed to know his place, so I taught him.
OK， 頭先喺管家度聽係覺得呢條友個屋主係正衰人嚟嘅，而家聽又覺得嗰個管家係白痴仔嚟嘅又。先可能係食咗藥之後攞咗嗰封信啊，即係可能佢拍院拍到懵鬼咗，之後攞咗封信。但封信是曼奇奧斯偷偷放，亦都有可能係屋主偷偷地放入去啊。應該係佢食懵咗啊嘛。有一新嘢，桑托斯平人係白費氣力為咗獲得遺產，忍辱負重，但係佢並冇得到佢回報。OK， 哇，有成10個 crew， 但係都未有一個結論。 得返一個啫喎。
I don't know what to say.
Could Fabio have written this letter to Kurt Manchios?
Oh. That could be. I never thought Mr. Manchios could make Fabio that angry, though.
What do you mean?
Well, Fabio wanted to disassociate from Mr. Manchios. Clients who are in love are both a blessing and a curse.
But Fabio was here tonight.
Money. In our line of work, we can't afford to turn down clients who pay as well as Kurt Manchios.
Was Fabio afraid of Mr. Manchios?
Not at all. The old toad wouldn't dare to do more than sweet talk and touching. Talk can be forgotten, and touching washed away.
Fabio 同曼奇老師反面，係因為 Fabio 想飛咗啊曼奇老師啊嘛。OK， 咦仲有喎，佢仲喺度斬緊燈嘅喎。其實應該已經有結論嘅啦嘛，我哋呢度咁鬼多 crew 出唔到一樣嘢出嚟啊！係咪扭下佢會有啲新嘢走出嚟啊？唉，一個唔用腦嘅人都唔知點樣去玩到推理 game。我試下 誒有啊！雖然我唔知佢有啲咩結論走出嚟，不過我哋可以睇下講咩嘅。好，阿管家係兇手，多數做咗好多年想繼承遺產，但係曼奇老師係藐視又侮辱，殺死咗 Fabio， 連嫁禍去叔叔度。咁壞話咁都諗到啊！咁佢就會成為咗唯一嘅合法繼承人。其實我覺得唔係好 make sense 咯，但係，唉，點搞呢？我哋可以揀平反冤屈或者係冷血報復。係危險人物，應該將佢搞死啊！哇！呢個就俾佢重新開始嘅，其實兩個都差除㗎啦。不過呢，一個就可以俾佢即係留翻條命仔，另外一個呢就殺人。咁我哋留翻條命啦。雖然我都唔係好相信係佢，但係我唔知點解佢可以推理到出嚟係佢咯。奇怪喎！其實就咁睇呢，我覺得屋主殺阿 Fabio 嘅機會比較大，個女人就應該唔會㗎啦。同埋，如果管家想要錢啊，直接捅死個屋主咪得咯。不過可能佢諗唔到機會，諗唔到方法去捅死佢啩。
I know who killed Fabio.
So I'm free to go, sir?
Quite the opposite. I think it was you, Mr. Pinchetti.
That is not possible.
Allow me to explain. You staged this decadent ritual so you would not be suspected. After a short fight, you knocked Fabio unconscious. You locked the door and dragged the body to the altar. You wanted to set up someone acquainted with this masquerade.
I don't have the nerve to kill or stage a murder. I can't even leave my uncle's house.
You wanted to be rid of your dear uncle. I myself barely know him and already find him intolerable. You've worked for him for years. Santos, do this. Santos, do that. He doesn't pay you. He doesn't recognize your work. He doesn't see you as family. But you thought that heritage might be yours. Instead, all you'll ever receive is mustache wax. It is painful to witness such a situation. I cannot imagine how it must be for you. So, you decided to frame your uncle. Put the blame for Fabio's murder on him. That way, the heritage is yours, and you are free of him.
Half of what you say is true. I'm in pain. I have had a hard time with my uncle, but I'm not a murderer. I can't even stand up to my uncle. How could I have killed Fabio? He did nothing to me.
He was a source of your troubles too, though. Especially since Mr. Manchios treated him like a king. The blood on your shoe tells me that you were with Fabio. You stabbed him with the dagger while he was still alive. You drew a sigil on him. There was a great deal of blood. You needed to remove it. Blood is almost like glue. It sticks to everything, dries quickly, and is quite visible. But you know how to handle stains. You are Kurt Manchios's majordomo. However, despite your best efforts, you missed a spot.
It doesn't make sense, sir. I was never there. I am convinced there's a reasonable explanation.
Your uncle is a cruel man. He used everyone around him to his advantage. I don't believe he even truly loved Fabio. You knew very little love, support, or care from him. You lost your mind, Santos. And innocent people were hurt. I can't allow you to go free, but I can try to help you. I can provide my findings to the police. Decadence and perversity might poison anyone around them.
I don't know what to say. I can't breathe. I need to go outside.
Unfortunately, you can't.
係喎，我完全忘記咗佢個鞋嗰度有血跡添。係啊，咁都係一個好有力嘅證據嚟嘅，係啦。但係佢有啲似嗰啲咩啊？啲人咧恩愛成恨，跟住但係殺鬼唔係殺咗自己中意嗰個人咯，係殺咗第三者咁嗰啲咁狀態咯。咁而家係咪搞掂咗可以揾翻個阿伯匯報
Constable, Santos Pinchetti killed Fabio. The evidence is clear.
Is that so? Huh. A man like him has actually grown a pair.
He intended to set up his uncle for the inheritance. The old man had humiliated him for years in every possible way.
Oh, what a bunch of degenerates.
Well, as for Mr. Pinchetti, the evidence tells us that he was wronged and pushed to commit a crime to be rid of his uncle. I suggest that you help in easing his sentence.
That's a sad story, all right. But at least it's good enough for my promotion. As for my part, not everything was in place. Perhaps some documents were transferred somewhere else, but I couldn't find a trace of them. Then I remembered. The discarded document drawers where we put the lost papers or the badly labelled ones. Including the crime scene report of Violet Holmes's case. Everything I've found is on the desk here. Take it.
Your persistence has saved me.
Yeah, well, we had a deal after all. Your friend is free then. You can leave.
Good luck, Constable.
太好啦，咁我哋應該破案啦。咁佢就話俾咗啲嘢我哋睇下先啊。見到死者就係福爾摩斯夫人，佢又喺嗰個我哋個後花園度，全身濕透，喉嚨度有個2英寸長嘅垂直切口，臉腫咗嚟，有紅色斑，死因被勒死，法醫進一步確認。奧托俾人拉咗。
Garden. There's a garden behind our manor. How could I forget? That's where it all happened, where it all went wrong.
Sherry, it looks like you've almost found what you wanted.
係咪要睇嘅嘢已經睇晒啦？即係我哋而家翻屋企去嗰個 garden 度睇下咩新
Oh,
嘢。
you did it, Sherlock. The case is closed and all rewards belong to the winner. Bravo.
It is merely the triumph of the truth.
Is it? No compromises? No lies? You're happy with your decisions?
Whatever the truth, it had to be revealed. The victim deserved it.
Well, you seem confident in the value of your actions. I guess since I'm free, you were heard after all. By the way, did you get that precious information about your mother? Oh, not that you must.
Yes, I did.
Forgive my intrusion in such a personal matter. I simply worry I'm failing to be of much help to you.
Actually, you were. For some reason, all the archives on the case had disappeared. This was a rare opportunity to obtain the impossible.
Outrageous. Perhaps someone found the truth unpleasant. Society usually rejects those who speak with too much honesty, doesn't it?
A comfortable lie is often preferred to an uncomfortable truth. Still, I believe that the latter should prevail, and I cannot remain silent.
That's quixotism at its best. Your mere truth cannot defeat institutions, systems, and power. Etiquette, religion, marriage, they're all lies told to preserve connections, love, and sanity. And it's all corruptible.
Lies destroy human dignity. How could you make a free decision without any knowledge of the truth?
Are we really free to decide anything in this world, Sherlock?
Oh, yes. It's a struggle, but yes, we can make our own decisions. That's what I fight for.
And what an endless fight it is. Will you ever give yourself a break, Sherlock? You're a walking contradiction, Sherlock. You refuse to lie to others, but constantly lie to yourself. How long until the train comes off the track? I cannot look away, but perhaps I should take a few steps back. You're an accident waiting to happen, dear. Until then, I shall bid you adieu.
呢個畫家我硬係覺得佢好鬼詭異咯，成件事。唔知道佢嗰個Sherlock Holmes 嘅故事呢，其實個畫家係咪好有來頭，定還是係淨係呢隻 game 先會有？因為我真係冇睇過福爾摩斯。後花園係咪呢度啊？喂，我呢度門，喂，借開。
Sherry, please listen to me. Sherry.
John, I always listen to you.
You don't have to do this. You don't have to go through. I don't know what is beyond this door, but I can feel it. Buzzing, angry, like a fly at the window.
I know. I can sense it too.
You locked away this memory for a reason. There is only pain here.
Pain. And truth.
You do not need to suffer either. There is so much more we can do on Cordona, so many others we can help. There is no coming back from this.
John, my animum, my brother, there is nothing more important in this moment than this truth. I know you fear for me, but my path was set long ago. I can no more step off it than I can ask the avalanche to roll back uphill.
Just... please be careful, Sherry. I love you.
Quite. Come on. We'll go together.
.寫頭先嗰下有種結局嘅感覺。哦，好彩，仲未完。
Why didn't I remember we had such a big garden?
超大
Maybe you
喎！
forgot it for your own good. That's the descendant of a tree your father planted in London, correct?
Indeed, we planted the sprout here, and for a while it grew happily. Alas, it seems without us here to care for it, it didn't survive.
應該係要喺呢度揾翻啲細個時嘅回憶啊！以前想當年細個嗰陣時候，同個阿媽喺度做乜嘢？冇乜 sense。
Is that the raft we made together, John?
Looks more like a pile of rotten planks now.
呢個木筏點睇都唔似喎，好似有人喺度彈琴嘅，咩嚟㗎？鬼魂喎！喂，有啲恐怖啊！有鬼魂啊！咩嚟㗎？茶杯。
That's from Mother's favorite tea set. What is it doing in here?
.哇！做咩啊？呢度呢啲係咩嚟㗎？我好驚喎，係咪有鬼㗎？佢點？我哋而家係咦要行嘅喎自己。哇！哦，嗰間房。咦？阿媽同嗰個醫生喺度嗌交，應該係嘛？呢個醫生嚟嘅嗰個。
Come here, Sherry. Hurry.
Come here, Sherry. Hurry. 去邊啊？嗌咩交？聽唔到佢講咩喎？Potassium branding 啊，鉀唔知乜咯，有助穩定佢嘅情緒。即係你咪叫佢食咗佢，唔好再嗌交。叫阿媽食藥啦，阿媽夠鐘食藥。
What are you thinking about?
哇，咁多 cruise 嘅精神病。睇先，朋友 George 係啊，佢話我哋其實全家都精神病噶嘛，應該。啱啱啲你查過去，得實驗，查和鎮定劑。而家係要查翻佢個阿媽係點樣死啊嘛？咩嚟㗎？副作用嘅風險，食咗非傳統嘅藥物之後做緊實驗，每一劑量都好高，有風險。一係就耐受性增強 ，OK， 肯定係副作用啦，唔使睇咁多。 肯定係比較容易害死咗阿媽。佢浸親嘅喉嚨傷口係兇手對佢最後嘅羞辱，亦都可能係情急之下為咗救佢而做出嚟嘅。喂，仲發嘢嘅？我母親對藥物產生咗預期過敏，有過敏反應，脆弱嘅神經，有遺傳病。等下先啊！又有可疑嘅精神病學家，呢個絕對係。OK， 冇啦。
Is everything all right?
呢個花園真係好鬼大，有樹林，咩啊？好似哈利波特咁，有個樹林，有池塘，有雕像。呢個雕像有冇特別㗎？
Ah, yes.
希臘神
Statue
話。
of Merope. My mother was trying to restore it. Pity she never had the opportunity to finish.
好似大到會蕩失路咁啊，大佬，誇張喎！完啦，去咗盡頭啊！仲有冇啲咩 miss 咗咧？我哋應該有啲嘢發現嘅喎，照計。翻門口，有女人聲，應該佢阿媽去唱歌，係咪喺呢度啊？係喎。好恐怖啊！大佬咁多鬼影。
Don't go, mother. Wait.
Don't go, mother. 即係點啊？咦？頭先冇過呢本嘢。
I remember this artifact from mother's collection.
收藏文物。咩嚟㗎
Mother's work journal. I liked poring over the detailed pages and reading about my parents' collection.
又嚟過。又係偏頭痛，又係呢啲恐怖嘅回憶。佢阿媽間房，好恐怖啊！大佬，行唔到過去。頭先嗰嚿嘢喎。
Here it is. We'll just borrow it for a while.
Did you hear that? Someone's coming. Let's take a peek. You call this progress? Charlotte, amateur. I'm not letting you anywhere near my mother again.
Any result is progress, even if it is a worsening of her condition. It informs my...
No. I have made my decision. She must be sent to a legitimate medical facility. I will not let her hurt Sherlock.
What? Master Holmes, you do not understand.
That will be all. I expect you to have left the house by week's end.
喂，原來醫生唔合法㗎，有冇搞錯啊？
Can you hear me?
頭先偏頭痛啫，唔使咁驚。哇！屌，又有啲 come here 乜鬼啊？邊個 come here？come here 喺邊啊？我喺門口。
Sherry, come here, darling.
Coming, mother.
喂呀，你唔好成低張輪椅啦，頭先都冇。
This was for my mother, wasn't it? I remember how we came to the garden for a breath of fresh air.
哇，今次係推阿媽，係咪？
Take me to my flowers, Sherry.
但係遊花園。
As you wish, Mum.
屋企大到可以俾佢散步遊花園。
I bet you missed the fresh air, didn't you?
Terribly. The sun is far brighter than I remember. But I like it.
We can walk each day from now on, if you want.
That would be wonderful. Just look at them. The stars of the earth. Even the sky must be jealous of their beauty.
Indeed. Mother, would you like to go around the water?
That would be perfect. I always wanted such a nice pond in London. It looks so peaceful.
Mycroft knew you would like it.
We should put some fish in it, don't you think?
How about some carp?
That's a nice idea.
要餵嘢食俾佢哋喎，咪會瓜柴嘅喎。啲魚應該喺個池塘度生存唔到自己，唔夠嘢食。
Let's visit your father's tree. It grows so fast.
Father's tree， 我前面個棵頭先一開始見到個棵。
Yes, Sherry。
手掣嗰條線成日都斷線，我唔知係手掣壞定個手掣條線有問題，定係我 USB 頭有問題，我唔知。成日都玩下咧，佢會斷咗線咯，之後就喐唔到。
Speaking of your father, could you call him out, please?
嚇死咗咯！
Mom, he's. I'm sorry. He passed away. He's gone.
No, he's not.
I'm telling the truth. Did you forget again?
No.
哇，咁矛嘅，起到身嘅，起到身唔好坐輪椅啊，大佬！你咁精神，你做乜嘢坐輪椅啊？喂，我阿媽想殺咗我，喂大佬！喂呀！哇，恐怖片！
Mom, stop! Who are you? Reveal yourself! Please stop! It's me, Sherlock! You are not my Sherry! Get me my stuff, I can't stop you!
話要浸死嗰係我哋嚟喎，咩料啊？我哋咪錯手殺咗佢嘛？即係唔覺意咁樣反擊之後，懟冧咗佢啊！到底係邊個冧咗阿媽？定係阿媽自己搭咗落去啊？咦？指證咗嗰個醫生，正常歇斯底里。我母親想殺咗我，係啊，佢想浸死我。哇，喬喎，我都有責任。喬係兇手，喬係我幻想出嚟嘅喎。我殺咗我母親，我要對我負責任。哇，一定要咁樣認嗎？會唔會有第二個結局啊？先，咦？麥考夫指控嗰個醫生。阿媽死係因為咁啊？浸死咧？如果話佢浸死，會唔會有第二個結局啊？咦？先試下先。誒有啊有。母親係浸死嘅。呢個咧？我冇人浸死母親，係意外跌咗落去。咁樣好似開心啲係嘛？奧托里希特要負責任，或者個醫生要負責任，蓄意謀殺。或者係純粹意外，唔小心殺害咗母親。母親想殺咗我，其實我覺得係應該係我哋自己唔覺意掟咗阿媽落水，跟住之後就咁。但係如果我哋咁樣個結局好似好慘喎，呢個就可以射個波落去個醫生度，即係睇我哋有冇良心。即係我而家想知道真正嘅死因啊嘛。咁個醫生都係間接嘅啫，但係其實佢都唔係話要揾死因，佢揾邊個要負責任。我哋其實應該推個波落個醫生度啦，係嘛？如果唔係後悔成世嘅喎，最終決定冇得更改。如果冇陰影啊
Sherlock, can you hear me? Come on, wake up.
Get off me.
Sherry,
You knew, and more than that, you hid it from me.
you couldn't bear the truth, Sherlock, so I shouldered it for you. I took your pain, your horror.
Otto Richter murdered my mother, and Mycroft covered it up. Whisked me away from this place, buried me in schoolwork, and left the past to rot.
And you needed a way to cope, so I helped.
You were a lie, John, a fiction, a crutch.
No, I was a friend. Sherlock, please.
Sherlock? What?
Are you okay?
I don't know.
I told you not to come, Sherlock. Where is he?
Who?
Your friend, John.
He's beside you.
Was all this worth it? Is he worth it?
Why is he here?
I think, in his own way, he was trying to protect me. A truth I couldn't bear. But now I must face it. You kept me in the dark, and kept your actions quiet. You enabled Richter and his untested quackery for far too long. Worse, you wanted to lock up our mother.
I wanted to give you a chance at normalcy, at childhood. There was no changing what happened, no good to come of dwelling in the past.
It was lies upon lies. Otto Richter killed our mother, and you kept it from me. You had no right. I deserved to know.
You deserved to live, Sherlock. In his twisted mind, he killed her for you. But you didn't need to bear the burden of his choice. You were so fragile. I could not... I just couldn't. I chose us over him.
You know, for once, I actually believe you. And perhaps, now that the truth is out, I can finally do what you had hoped. Leave it all in the past.
Good. You have your whole life ahead of you, Sherlock. It is time you got on with it.
I was worried there for a minute, Sherry. Really worried. I didn't want to hurt you. What's so funny?
I am talking to myself, John. I think I was hurt regardless.
But we made a good team, eh? Explored every inch of this place together. Helped a lot of people. Terrorized a few too, I suppose. I think I may go so far as to say, Sherry, that I have not lived wholly in vain.
So that's it. It's over.
You've opened every door, Sherry. Faced the past you locked away. You don't need me anymore.
I know. I will miss you all the same. I don't want you to go.
Yes, you do.
Goodbye, John.
我哋應該爆機。個阿媽嗰啲覺得，其實成個故事最主要就係查阿媽嘛。咁個阿媽都已經查清楚，咁Jo又走咗啦，咁所以就應該爆機，係啦。
Why are you here?
Closure, I suppose. And to help a friend.
You and I are not friends. In a race between the thawing of the ice caps and our friendship, I would buy a boat.
Ha! Is that right?
I can see it now. I know what you did.
What did I do?
You needled me. From the moment we met, you were searching for weakness. You pushed me to pursue the truth about my mother. You questioned everything I did, everything I believed, to break me. To blur truth and fiction, reality, morality. A saboteur in silk. Was it vengeance for her? Or do you prefer Klaus?
Excuse me?
You are Klaus Richter, Otto's younger brother. Do you hold me responsible for his end?
Ha! There was no love lost between me and my brother. I am sure you can relate. Otto was merely the gravity that pulled me into your orbit. Or you into mine. Once I met you, I could not keep away.
Why? What reason do you have for all this?
To help you.
You're lying.
To show you that you were wrong.
More lies. I know you now, Werner. Try again.
To see what had happened. Or is that yet another untruth? Does it matter? Take your pick. Who cares? You're my masterpiece. I turned Sisyphus into Ozymandias. You could not see the futility of your quest until I helped you to let go of the rock. And now, nothing beside remains.
I remain. Despite you, and to spite you.
It is a matter of will and power now. Will you overcome this, or shall you decay? Oh, on that note, I brought you something.
I want nothing more from you.
When one wants for nothing, Sherlock, the best thing to get them is something personal. So, here you are. Now, please excuse me, but the gallery calls. I'm already conceiving my next project.
佢應該畫緊我哋咯，似係我哋嚟嘅，即係我哋嘅內心其實就係咁。
You really are beautiful.
個 pose 成個 L 咁啊，死亡筆記個 L。哦，完啦。
After everything, Cordona felt hollow, cloying. I returned to London and joined Mycroft in his work for the Crown, but soon that too soured. He cannot abide me being right, or perhaps I cannot abide him being wrong. I left after 2 months. I enrolled at Cambridge University, though it proved similarly unsatisfying. The lectures were of limited interest. I am more obsessed with my work in a hospital laboratory, pursuing medical research and devising novel testing methods. At least there, I can be confident in the truth. I think about you in the evenings. I helped a woman with a trivial matter, and now others arrive at my door for assistance with their mysteries. We could have spent years on the case together, just like Cordona. But I didn't listen to you, John. And now you're gone. I found it! I found it! I found it!
And what is that?
哦，呢個先係屈臣啊！我認得佢樣啊，屈臣好似係咁嘅樣啊。
How far, bruises may be produced after death. How are you? You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive.
How on earth did you know that?
Never mind. The question now is about bruising. No doubt you see the significance of this discovery of mine.
It is interesting, no doubt, but practically...
Why, it is the most practical medico-legal discovery for years. Had we these data sooner, hundreds of men would have paid the penalty for their crimes. Cases oft hinge upon how a man died. Now, we can know which wounds he suffered alive, which occurred post-mortem, and what instrument was responsible. And ergo, one will soon be able to calculate with utmost precision when and where death occurred, sparing the innocent and damning the guilty.
Well, then you are to be congratulated.
Indeed. But, you came here on business.
Correct again. I am looking for someone with whom to take diggings, and heard you were complaining that you could get no one to go halves with you.
I have my eye on a suite in Baker Street, which would suit us down to the ground. You don't mind the smell of strong tobacco, I hope?
I smoke ships myself.
That's good enough. I get in the dumps at times, and don't open my mouth for days on end. Just let me alone, and I'll soon be right. What have you to confess now? It's best for two fellows to know what bruises each other carries before they begin to live together. My last companion and I...
Well, I object to rows because my nerves are shaken. And I get up at all sorts of ungodly hours. And I am extremely lazy. I have another set of vices when I'm well. But those are the principal ones at present.
Do you include violin playing in your category for rows?
It depends on the player. A well-played violin is a treat for the gods. A badly played one.
Oh, no, that's all right. I think we may consider the thing as settled. Oh, forgive my manners. My attention wavers. Sherlock Holmes.
Dr. John Watson.
John.
其實Watson 個樣唔似喎，我仲喺度諗緊會唔會係有啲似咧佢哋個樣，不過唔似啊。結果啦，畫膠好靚啊，應該係初嚟嗰陣時嘅樣。好啦，咁我哋而家就正式爆機啦！呢隻 game 其實佢仲有好多 side quest 嘅，咁但係我哋冇玩到啦，亦都冇乜點打算玩。我見到佢仲有新嘅 DLC 添，不過我都係算啦。玩呢隻其實都幾開心嘅，即係唔需要好用腦，因為其實佢全程係會帶住我哋去做噶嘛。只要即係問清楚啲問題啊成咧，其實佢都俾埋個答案我哋噶啦。咁啊，所以我呢啲唔想用腦嘅人都可以玩到啦。咁啊，故事性都非常之夠。咁大家都見到我應該係開咗隻 Godlike Burger 啦。咁其實我嚟緊都會開多1-2隻小遊戲嘅 game 睇下，因為我想玩啲小遊戲先，之後先再開個咁長嘅故事嘅 game 嚟玩。係呢個都唔算長啦，10零集啫，我哋都係玩咗。係咯，咁我哋就講到呢度先啦。咁我嚟緊玩咩 game 咧，就大家繼續留意我個 channel 啦。如果你中意呢個系列嘅，記得俾個 like 或者 share 俾你朋友啦。如果想繼續睇我其他影片，就記得 subscribe 啦。咁我哋下一集咧就可能玩 Godlike Burger 啦，亦都可能係玩另外啲新 game， 唔知啊，仲喺度揾緊一隻好令我沉迷嘅一隻 game， 係啦，係咁先啦，拜拜。